do 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 do. Hello, hello, hello. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Well, what is going on this morning? do, do, do. Get situated here. Get situated. Situated. Well, it's showtime, and nobody's here but me and Bumcrack. How you doing, Bumcrack? Uh, everybody else is gone, gone, gone. I know. I saw you pop in there at the end, lag. I can't believe she gave you a blue. Hmm? Yep, yep, yep. I'm pretty good, pretty good. Hi, Diane. Hi, Dag. So, I have no topic. Uh, it's okay. We'll make it through. Do 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 do. What is? Oh well, never mind. And any cool finds? Not cool, but went and did battle with the Lutherans yesterday, and they had $2 ladies shoes. So had a whole bunch of this brand. So a couple of them brand new. Fly London. Yeah, I comped them while I was at the rummage sale, and one's in really good shape. Sell for about $30. So I bought all of them. I got like 16 pairs of shoes yesterday, and they had flip flops for $1, so I bought a bunch of those. Hi, Tara. Jim.
Hey, I thought I'd come help you.
Thanks.
Do you think that when you're at the Lutheran rummage sale, do you think they're ever like, wow, what's with Todd buying all these ladies' shoes?
The people that work there, they don't ask anymore, but
Oh, I guess
a
they
lot
all
of
know
the
your
other
retail.
customers go, those are going to look good on you. And um, let me see you try those on, and comments like that.
There you go.
I did pay up for a pair of men's Hokas. Do you know
Oh
Hoka?
yeah. Yeah, I my brother-in-law wore a pair once, so he bought them retail. So they're over $100, I think, in the store, or 100 and a quarter or something. So they're like, here, you want to sell them? He didn't like them. So I brought them home. I was gonna list them, and then Brandon grabbed them, and he's listing them in his store. I'm like, all right, we'll go for it.
Well, I told me to.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, or how do they do used? Yours is like a pair of sandals. Mine are like running shoes.
Yeah, these are like water shoes. They're open on the sides and stuff.
Yeah.
But I looked this style up, and they sell for about between 40 and 50.
Oh, used? Oh, wow.
So these are in really really good shape. But those are men's shoes. They were full price. I had to pay $8 for those, but that's all right.
Ooh, big spender.
I know. And I went to a garage sale yesterday, and I got a couple of CBs, and the kinds I picked up sell for over 100. So
Oh, that's
hopefully
good.
I I can test them and see if they work. I don't test them too hard. I don't hook up an antenna and everything on CBs.
Yeah,
I
sometimes they
just
just
get
see if they
out a
power on. Yeah.
the 12-volt plug into your car and turn it on, and if I hear the static on the speaker, I figure they're good.
Yeah.
And if they light up and everything. So, thanks for coming on, Terry Jim.
You're welcome.
It was going to be lonely here because Tom's gone and Scott's gone, and
Yeah, I heard that yesterday. And then I have to go to town, but I have an auction pickup at noon, so I'm here for a little while this morning. So I thought I'd
okay.
come and help you. Or at least give you somebody to talk at.
Auction pickup. Did you get some good stuff?
I got some mantle clocks, old key wine mantle clocks. I bought some stuff for myself. I bought myself a couple frame prints, and I got like some other small stuff I think I'll sell.
Did we get a junk lot from Mike's?
Oh, I think we did. Did you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did. I should be able to fit it in.
Okay, we have the car empty
Okay.
because it looks like a big batch of shit. Oh, excuse me, stuff.
Big batch of stuff.
I using there, but they're not for me. I have these adult sized dolls that I collect.
Where's this auction house here, and they'll do that where they put these huge junk lots together. I mean, and I'll bid on them. Like I bought an electronics one, and I think I paid like $13 for it. I made so much money. Bunch of Ademco alarm equipment, but the guy also had like there was some receivers in there I sold. He also had like stereo equipment. He had a bunch of these brand new like record needle cartridges. I mean, I made so much money
And
on that
it
stuff.
was a $15 for the whole
Fit it
trailer to
all
load.
in. We
Yeah.
took a trailer. There was so much stuff.
But it was $15, but it was one of these online, one of these one-off auctions where you can almost never get a good, where you can almost you get them less than retail, but it's hard to get the stuff low enough where you're really worth making any money off of it. But I mean, it was one of those kind of auctions, so it's like and then we loaded it up in a shed. Kind of forgot about this stuff for a month or two, then got into it. It's like, oh my god, this is just money after money after money. Tara got a box of phonograph needles and
Yeah.
cartridges, and I mean,
Oh,
we're
wow.
still got like
Yeah.
100 of them.
Yeah, and I probably sold like 200 of them. I mean, I had like 300 when I listed them.
Sweet.
And all of it was for. I mean, the $15, the first sale we paid for the whole lot of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I mean, it's hard to find those anymore. That's getting a little trickier to get. In the old days when we started, like in the early 2000s, oh my god, we used to buy piles like that for $2-3 at these live auctions.
Oh yeah, up in Wisconsin, they'd have these like box
Crazy.
lots laid out on the lawn, and then people aren't bidding very good, and they'll go like from here to here, and if they're not bidding, then they add more. You get these huge piles, which half of it might be crap that ain't worth selling, but you'd get some really good.
Taking that box truck to the auctions.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that at a live auction pretty close to here, but a lot of it is, in fact, the vast majority of it is just crap, just trash.
Yeah.
Well, if they go to take the best auctions I like are live at the person's house, because when they haul them into the auction house, when you have the auction people setting it up, they pull a lot of that stuff out for individual sale.
Right.
But like at the live auctions, they don't have time.
Yeah.
But they're so busy, they're just rushing the stuff out. But that was what our thing with auctions was. If you stay to the end of the live auction, because people are going to run out of time, they got to be somewhere that day. They're going to run out of money. They spent too much, or they're going to run out of space in their vehicle or where they live. So if they run out of any of those three things, they've knocked themselves out as a bidder. And now as the auction goes on, that's when you just start making these killings. So we had a farm. We had planned places to put this stuff. Tara had a 13,000 square foot building that she wasn't using for riding lessons anymore. So I don't know if you ever seen it inside of a 13,000 square foot building, but it's big. So and then we're taking a box truck to these sales. So it was like, can you feel? And that one actually, it was illegal for me to drive because it was over 20.
God.
It was over 26,000 pounds. I didn't know that at the time. Truck, and I didn't even know it. So it's like I forgot what it was, like a was an 18-foot box truck.
Yeah, it was a bigger one.
Yeah, it was like, and it was high. It was as high as a semi trailer. So anyway, we bring that thing to an auction. Well, you ain't gonna sell. There ain't enough stuff at this auction to fill up my truck. So I mean, if you can cover those three things, make sure your schedule's clear, make sure you have enough money, and make sure you got a place to put the stuff you're buying. If you can cover those three things, you can make those live auctions. At least in the old days, you could really make a killing.
Well, you got the holiday. You got a holiday on the ship. Am I
Yeah,
gone?
we're having Juneteenth, right? No Monday mail.
Yeah, no mail Monday, so you got 3-day shipping holiday.
Is it Juneteenth holiday or Father's Day holiday?
No, Juneteenth.
Father's Day. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, Father's Day is this weekend, isn't it?
I'm sure government work would if Father's Day was a holiday, but unfortunately it's not.
It just kind of happened the same weekend, huh?
I guess it must have.
I remember for the time I was like, sucks. I gotta work, and all these people. Yeah, unless you got a job working for the federal government or something, you don't get the day
Yeah,
off.
unfortunately, if you work like at Walmart, you're gonna have to work on Monday.
Even UPS.
So Harry came in. Hi, Harry. Locke.
Well, Mr. Stady's gonna take the boat out this weekend.
All right.
Easier way to make money. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you can work hard or work stupid, or work hard or work smart.
Any new watches? 24K. He's always shopping for watches. I don't know anybody that knows more about high-end watches than 24K. I choose to defer to his knowledge if I have a question.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't run into too many high-end watches in the wild at regular auctions.
I used to have a aluminum bass tracker boat, and the B fell off of the logo, so I had an ass
Your
tracker.
ass tracker.
Nice.
That's actually cool.
Now that should be national holiday.
You should have taken a picture of that.
Ass Tracker Day.
Kittens.
It's holidays for all of you ass trackers out there.
You get to track ass and fish. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Two best things in life.
So when you catch a fish, they say nice ass.
Yeah. So. Dang. What else is going on?
Not much here. Just usual boring stuff.
Killing it. We're living the dream.
Yeah.
I'm 58 years old and I'm living the dream.
You look like it.
People are telling me I have a nice bass.
So my son did Comic-Con and he dressed up like Thor.
Oh, really?
That's my 37-year-old right there. And he's standing next to Ginny Weasley. So she was like a guest personality at the Comic-Con.
So he's dressed up like the
Love and Thunder
Hemsworth
Thor, yeah. He looks just like Chris Hemsworth. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Todd,
well, he's
have you
got
seen
that blonde
new
wig
vacation
on.
movie? The one with that, is it with Ed Helms?
I think so.
Yeah, that's with the girl from
Christina Applegate.
They've got that guy, the guy who plays, what's his name, Hemsworth?
Yeah, Chris Hemsworth.
Okay, he's standing there talking bicycle shorts.
Oh, he's in Texas. He's supposed to be a Texan anyway.
And he's wearing these bicycle shorts, and they put a rubber appliance in the shorts.
So he's got this huge.
It's about it's a little over a foot long and probably about the diameter of a beer can. And he's talking. I think actually the front might be sticking out his shorts.
It is.
And he's talking to him in their bedroom, talking about how beautiful Texas is and stuff like that. He's got his leg up.
It's her old boyfriend, yeah.
Anyway, it's pretty funny. He does some pretty good comedy stuff.
Oh.
Well, I guess he does funny stuff when he's Thor too.
He was pretty funny in that movie he did with what's her name? They get lost in a jungle island or something.
Oh,
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was
With
good.
Roberts? No, it wasn't Julie Roberts.
No, but that wasn't he. Was he? Oh, he was in it. Was he the guy that comes?
He's supposed to be the actual guy who's supposed to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he winds up getting killed.
Because it's that other
Tatum,
Tatum that's
Tim Channing or Channing Tatum.
Oh, was that who it was? I thought it was.
Well, he's the guy that's like.
He's the fake guy. He's the guy who's the model for the romance novel.
He's the
covers.
one that's
Yeah.
with
He's like
her the
Fabio.
most. Yeah.
He's like a Fabio kind of person where they use him for a model for these. For
I
the
don't
book
think.
covers.
I don't think.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that was Brad Pitt then.
Used the two, but.
He reminds me of a younger Brad Pitt. If once Brad Pitt got the plastic surgery, though, it's hard to tell him apart. Brett Favre needs to get that plastic surgery. Did you see that 80 for Brady or whatever?
No.
They got old Jane Fonda and.
Yeah, the one that was in the
No,
Godfather.
I'm not going to watch it, but I mean the previews for that. I mean, I don't know what they did to their. I don't know if it's CGI or it's just they got that much warp or crack spackle. But oh my god, yeah, they got 80. They look like they have like 20-year-old skin on their faces at least.
Oh boy.
It's something.
Well, when you have money, you can take good
I
care
mean,
of
I'm
your
probably
skin.
gonna look that good when I'm 80, but most people won't. Just saying.
Your watch has a fish attractor? Sweet.
What?
I think he's being funny.
So gold and silver are back up a little bit today, not much.
Well, that's good.
Stock market's been going up, man. What's causing?
Well, they didn't raise the
They didn't raise
interest rates, right?
rates.
Was that this past week
Yeah.
that the Fed did that?
So if raising interest rates was so good, how come the stock market goes up when they don't do it?
Yeah.
And I was watching Sky News Australia. The banks are pushing for higher interest rates. I started thinking, yeah, I suppose our banks are probably pushing politicians for higher interest rates too. Because, well, where do banks make their money? Oh, I don't know, collecting interest.
Yep.
I think Wall Street might have their fingers in this.
Yeah, lag. Rub it in. I should have bought back into stocks about a month ago. Stocks are going to the moon. Of course, lag. Everything you do, lag makes you rich. You talk about me being rich. I bet Lag's got money just piled up in his basement. Can't even move around in his basement. He's got one of those storage units that, like in that what's that TV show? Where he sells dang, I can't remember anything.
Ladies' shoes?
A storage unit full of ladies' shoes.
Gas trackers?
Remember that? What's that movie? Is it got Pierce Brosnan in it where he goes in like that room? He's got like all these like he's an art thief or whatever.
No, you're right.
And he has all this priceless stuff. He sits there
I can't remember the name
smoking
of it, yeah.
cigar and drinking
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, the walls move away. There's like
cognac.
but it's like in a basement or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, the walls move away and he's got all this stolen art.
Yeah, that
Oh, they
drug
just
dealer
art.
show.
Is it in the Netherlands or something? Some art museum. These people are, because of the climate, they're going in with paint and they're rubbing paint on like the master's works and stuff.
Oh,
It's just
really?
horrible. Yeah.
Or is it tomato juice?
Is that what it is?
I don't
It's like
remember.
orange. It could be like tomato. I guess so. I don't know what the
Or
substance was,
tomato
but they
paste?
have it on their hands, and then they just stand there. And then the security just walks around because I guess they're not allowed to touch them.
Oh,
So they gotta
God.
wait till somebody who's authorized to touch people come in and arrest
Yeah, they
them.
need to start touching people.
I mean, yeah, you need. It's called a taser. Talk to Dr. Watts. A little mild electrocution, they'll straighten you out.
Yeah, lag. He's got a hotline to Nancy Pelosi for stock tips.
Oh, there you go. Nancy Pelosi's legs mom.
Ah.
Paulie Pelosi.
Now we know who he is.
Oh, that's funny right there.
He helped his dad when that guy was trying to hit him in the head with a hammer.
But
Called the cops.
Lag's mom always brings him down sandwiches and stuff. I don't see Nancy Pelosi doing that.
Well, she's got all that ice cream in her freezer. He's probably stocked full of ice cream.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, that was funny, Sadie. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. Do do do. Well, I sold 2 items yesterday. Yay.
Wow.
We had a
That
weirdly
was
good day yesterday.
That was actually really good for
and
us.
I mean, I'm not like, oh yeah, we've just been crushing it, but it was strange. It's like, oh my, what the hell? It was like Christmas or something.
I
But it's
sold an
settled back down. We haven't
Activision
had a
Portal
sale yet
of
this
Power.
year and stuff.
And I sold 4 rolls of hockey stick tape.
Oh,
was
wow.
it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Boy, big sales, man. $10 and $10. I can retire. Plus shipping on top.
Hmm.
God, that was kind of a sorry ass sales day.
Yeah, but you had a good day the day before, didn't you?
The day before I sold $300 and something worth, and yesterday 20.
Yeah, sometimes I mean eBay is a little bit like that lately. It's real up or then down, you know.
It's the shit.
Before, you know, like let's say 5, 6 years ago, you could kind of pretty much steadily say this is the amount of money I make every day. And
Yeah, you know, I got on.
level. Now it seems like you'll be up, you'll be down, up, down. Anyway.
Here's a weird thing though that they took away. I don't know if you remember when they used to have what eBay is doing, how eBay's performing compared to last year at this time,
Yeah.
and they show you what you're doing if you're up or down. But they used to show you how eBay was if eBay was up or down. They took that away. They don't show how eBay's doing.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah, suspicious.
Yeah. So I was on John the Flippin' Ain't Easy, and I was watching his live chat, and man, they're all talking about you got to promote, you got to promote, you got to promote. I was like,
Yeah.
my sales are pretty much the same as they've always been, and I never
Do you
promote.
do the 1 or 2% promotion, Todd?
I don't do any of it. I tried it
Really?
a little bit, and I didn't see any improvement in
It
sales, so I just stopped.
I tried
we
it.
do promote, but there's people that promote like trending +1 or
Yeah.
+2. We don't do that. We promote just the same. It's all
Well,
2%.
Scott's always saying that I don't. Oh, Dex doesn't try it. I would always try it. I did try the promoted twice, and I stopped, and then I did it, and I stopped to see if it had an actual change, and it did. I actually did get a boost in sales, but I only promoted at 1%.
Back then, you have to be 2 now.
But it's like they get you into this. I don't know if it's Google shopping or what, some kind of internet thing where people will be searching a product on like a internet provider or whatever you call it, like whatever Google is or
Yeah, just
right.
Google search. Yeah.
Yeah, like if you went on like Google shopping, these eBay listings will pop up in there. But if you're not promoted, they don't. if you're not promoted at all. So but I'll never do it over. They force you to do it 2% if you're going to do it now. It used to be 1%, but all mine are at 2%, and actually it does show. We did show an increase. I would encourage you to just try it for a week and see what happens. So if you don't have to pay.
Yeah. See, this is what 24K does.
I ain't gonna miss 1 or 2%.
He gets with with businesses and sets them up with press releases and promotions and stuff. But he works with big companies. I don't have 8K to pay for a press release.
And hey, press release, junk dealer in Texas stuff. Semi-retired junk dealer in Texas has hot merchandise.
75-foot long slip and slide.
Sounds like fun.
Sadie makes those redneck slip and slides. Did you see
Oh,
that
yeah?
one he did last? Was it
No.
last 4th of July or the one before? No, it was a birthday party. They built a huge. He just got rolls of plastic, and they made a huge slip and slide that was about bigger than it was like an acre.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, like a flea market?
No, it's a slip and slide. So those homemade redneck slip and slides Mr. Sadie was doing.
Oh, okay. Where they put down plastic and then people get like tree roots up their ass and stuff and they're sliding down it.
Possibly.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
So, but anyway, on that on John's show the other day, I said I don't promote at all. I don't see much change in sales. And Tommy Bernard came on and said, Todd, if you depended on eBay for a living, you would promote. I'm like, really, Tommy? Thanks.
Well, I'll tell you, like I said, it was back when we were all hanging out with Dusty and that. He's the one who got us to try it, and we did see a boost, a difference, whatever. So we do have promoted on. Now Dusty would promote at a lot higher rate than we did. We always did the base. So he would go with the trending and he'd mess around with like trending +1 or
And I
+2
tried
or
trending, but it didn't boost more. But
yeah.
my sales boost was about the same as when I was doing 1% back then. Now you got to do 2%.
No.
But
okay. Well,
I mean, it's not that expensive if you sell. I don't know if I'd go to the one where you pay up front. I'm not quite that gutsy, but I mean, I guess you could try it to see if it happens. I don't see the logic of the payout.
Sounds like a good way for eBay to get generate more income.
Well, that is logical, yeah.
But I don't see the point of promoting a 30-year-old CB radio, you know?
Yeah.
It's going to be,
that.
if someone's looking for this CB, they're not going to.
Well, the only thing is you might have somebody like, let's say whatever that is, that specific CB radio, they might not go on eBay. They might go on Google and Google it, which the promoter then would put your listing up or it would show it come up as a one for sale.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Oh, you see it's a good term.
Did I?
Yeah.
You know, even on an obscure object, does it, you know, because you might have somebody that, there's people out there that don't shop on eBay. You know, they're not going to, this antique. I'm going to look on Google. But they might Google it and you might get the hit off of something like that then.
My daughter will shop on Amazon because she thinks it's like classy. Junk, you know, that's all used junk, you know. They won't even look at it.
What link?
Oh, I think Felix wants to come on or something.
Oh. All right. More the merrier. There it is. Hop on. Al wants to come on and promote Rolex or Breitling or something. But 5% or less. Now I could see promoting like those earplugs that I got. Did you see those yesterday? Do. 24K in the house. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello? We can hear you. Can you not hear me?
Can't hear anybody.
You can't hear
Uh-oh.
anybody. We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you.
We hear you. We hear an room with an echo.
Or maybe in a well.
Well,
Yeah, he lives in a mansion, so everything echoes at his house.
I used to have a lady that I worked with. You'd call her when cell phones were new and they didn't work real well. Their towers weren't good. And she'd be like, "Are you calling from a well?" This is at a real estate office. I'm thinking to myself, "Yeah, late." I was thinking more, "Yeah, B word." Yeah, I'm calling. I got out of my car. I left my client in the car. I'm at a showing. I crawled down in a well to make this phone call. You idiot.
He gone. I guess he can come back when he figures it out. So, yeah, but I don't know about promotion. But I could see it on like those earplugs because there's tons of people on eBay
well,
selling
try it.
earplugs.
I mean, just try it, or you could just
Maybe
try it on
just
some and see if you think it boosts it. I mean, you gotta
maybe
do what
just
works for you.
specific items.
I'll never tell anybody, well, this is the way you should do it. I mean, you gotta do what works for you. I mean, it's worth a try. Let's put it that way.
I look at it like this: if you're gonna sit at happy hour after work and come get half drunk off at the bar, arguing about things you don't know about and politics, and then you tell everybody you don't vote, they're kind of like, okay, well, you don't have much of an argument.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Well, I think we're thinking about promotion in the wrong way.
Okay.
Instead of thinking about promoting the products that you're selling, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about brands, making you into a brand. Samsung is a brand. Apple is a brand. If Apple was to sell just the Apple logo, just the trademark, no phones, no anything else, I think it's worth over $80 billion just for that trademark. So it's really about building your brand. Now, how do you build your brand? It's through those reviews that you're getting, always getting positive things. When you're sending out something, making sure that you have, a nice letter to go. Just trying to make who you are special in order for people to talk about you. Now, you can do that in a traditional way, and that takes a long time. So if you look at companies like Krispy Kreme, they never advertise. The whole motto of Krispy Kreme since its launch has been about word of mouth, just getting people to talk about it. But look at the amount of free publicity they get yearly by sending free donuts to newspaper editors, police officers, the Oprah Winfrey Show. It's just about getting people to talk about who you are, what you do, how you help, because then you'll get people that will start to buy from you that would never have bought from you previously.
Right.
So when we're talking about, promoting yourself or, promoting or product, don't put the money into things that, making a better, like 10% discount or getting this, or try to improve how you do or how you send that product to someone. Like I said, having a note, having something extra in there that might get them, to be like, oh, this is very thoughtful of them. I'll definitely be doing business with them. Clear communications. So, all these things will make a difference. And then knowing who, the market is. So, when I was telling you, I was just making a joke when I said you can pay me, but it's literally about taking someone like Todd and then creating a story around him and trying to see if you can sell that. Well, what would that story envision? You're talking about a retired teacher who's worked his whole life. And when it's come time for him to retire, he's actually still has to work to be able to support himself and his family. So you've got this like sad story, but and then he went and worked in one of these Fortune 500 companies, and it just wasn't doing it. He got into the gold and silver community, and then he vested off and now he's doing all these eBays and how he go. Just imagine the story. Wouldn't you like to watch something like that on like Discovery or National Geographic? I mean, it's creating a story about him. Again, it's not about the products, and then getting stories out there through, different newspapers, and small newspapers will cover different aspects of the story. So it's about creating a story of who you are and trying to target people through stories, things that will change them. I'm not going to be able to come into your house to say, if you're using Tide as an example, I'm not going to be able to come into your house today and say, listen, I'm offering product X at 30% discount. You're going to say, you know what? Tide is better for me. I've been using it all my life. It's safe for my kids. I'm not going to risk it. There's people that will do that. So how am I going to change your mindset? Well, to change your mindset, I have to come back and talk about how some detergents might be causing allergies. Some detergents might be doing, and then I'll start to talk about my product being the cure for that or having the solution to that. So it's about when you're doing marketing or when you're looking for how to differentiate yourselves and how to do, because everyone else can do the 10% discount and go on the, it's really about differentiating yourselves from others.
Makes sense. But in a business as small as mine, what difference does that make?
Because well, it depends on what you want to do with your business. Do you want to grow it? At the end of the day, all businesses start like yours, right? Microsoft started in a garage. Virgin started in the guy used to sell on carts. No one starts. I mean, it's very rarely that you have a business that starts with, everyone starts where you're starting. It's just, where do you want to take it? So if you're content with what you have and stuff, all I'm saying is, instead of, all I was talking about was, you guys were talking about, doing these offers or, 10% discount, 20% discount, that everyone, you're all competing on the same thing, which is price. Don't compete on price. Compete on the quality. Compete on something that differentiates you from them. So if you're doing something and you're showing videos, like you guys are doing videos and stuff like that, that's going to differentiate you from others. So people will say, hey, you know what? I'd rather buy from Todd because I've seen him on YouTube. I've got a connection with him.
Yeah. You might get that a little bit because he has a YouTube channel. I personally think when you sell on eBay, somebody specifically types in something they're looking for on eBay and they just happen to come on your listing. It could be because price point, your price point first or whatever. But I don't know if you get like, I'm going to follow Todd because I love Todd and I love his story on eBay so much. I think that's harder.
No, but if I was like, I'll give you an example. I once ordered some things. I've known Todd for over 10 years now, and we used to do gold and silver together. And we used to order a lot of stuff, for the golden coin, for like airtights and stuff like that. Little products that you get to to protect them and stuff like that. I remember one time I ordered one from a dealer, an eBay dealer, and he sent in a box and he had like a nice little letter in it, thank you for your business. And he threw in like a small gift that was nothing. It was like a $2 gift. But then every time I went back to buy other products, and even though I might find it a little bit cheaper somewhere else, I always used to go back to him.
Yeah.
Just because we built a relation, and then that relationship kept growing to where he'd be like, yeah, oh, I sent you a small book or a booklet, and it just starts to trickle down from that, where you're building a long-term relationship. Once you do that, once you're encrusted in people's minds, well, when a lot of people don't ask you for a tissue, they say, can we get a Kleenex? Kleenex is the name of the brand.
Yep.
That's how good that brand is. It's got you saying Kleenex when you're asking for a tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we all saw what happened to Bud Light. You gotta maintain a certain
well, let's look at what happened
with your people.
Yeah, but let's look at what happened to Bud Light, because I know how you're looking at it. Look at it from my point of view as a marketing person, as a public relations person. Bud Light was losing money before this all happened. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done that Mulvaney stunt to begin with. They were looking for change. They were trying to target more people. So they were already losing money. They got out of this almost a 500 million free advertising PR campaign. Now, whether it's positive or negative, that's something else. But look at all the news that's still happening today. So yesterday there was an announcement that Garth Brooks is now getting targeted because he's supporting, but they're in the news. People are now going to start drinking Bud Light that never drank Bud Light. Remember, they were already losing those, the guys that you're talking about, they were already losing them. They were losing market shares. That's why they came up. They brought that person in and they told them, if you go look at what she said, the marketing lady that was brought in and did this whole fiasco and then she got fired because of it. If you look at why they hired her and what they wrote her when they hired her, they told her they wanted a complete change because it wasn't working and they've been losing money. So again, don't look at it short term. A company was already going into bankruptcy. It was already failing. They pulled a stunt. Now, does this stunt save them and pull them out? Or does it continue with their brand? They had no other option. So they pulled a last minute. I mean, that's a huge publicity risk that they took, but we can't judge it until we see what the end is. Because although we know right now they've lost a lot of their market share was already down. Are they going to gain a new market share by attracting people that would never have drank Bud Light before, the ones that would go and drink the Heinekens and the Coronas and whatever else? So let's see what happens.
I don't know. They were the number one selling
She was
beer in
let go.
America.
Sadie, that's what usually happens to people like me. We act as an offense and a defense. So we come up with a brilliant ideas and we get paid really heavily for them. But when something goes wrong, even though we've all agreed to it, I know that I'm the one that's going to take the fall for it. That's why she took the fall.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it comes
basic
down to
PR and marketing 101.
to the CEO or whoever's in charge that made the final decision on doing that.
Yes, there's no
She was
way.
just the idea person.
Correct. And they all agreed to it, and it was agreed upon. And if it succeeded, okay. If she didn't succeed, then guess what? You're going to take the sword, and we're going to pay you. We're going to reward you really well for it. So they fired her.
How much?
But what she got her full contract. So whatever it was, a 2, 3, or 5 year contract, she got paid in full. She got paid. She got her money's worth.
Yeah, I don't doubt that she's got a lot more money than I do. But yeah.
Look, I mean, at the end of the day, there's been far more fiascos than that. So, and that have brought down other brands. Things happen, mistakes happen. But at the end of the day, what I was trying to say was, again, when you're thinking about promoting yourself, or promoting or doing promotions and stuff, don't think just about the product. No, you are the product. You are the brand. So promote you, whatever you can do to promote you, not a product that you're selling, because that product might be gone tomorrow. It's you. So put that money or whatever it is in you, in promoting who you are. Print out business cards and send that out with them. Show them that you're a little bit more professional than the rest. I don't know, anything.
Yeah, I know that a lot of sellers do, like the Commonwealth Flipper. He sends out a sticker with every order.
Yeah.
So you take the sticker and you put it up on your wall or something.
And you'll always remember them.
You'll always remember, yeah.
Yep. And look, you're doing free advertising for them right now.
Yeah. Hang on, the dogs are going nuts over something.
Dak, all I'm saying is go look at their sales over the last 4 years, and you'll see that they've been in a continuous decline. So they pulled a stunt. Whether it backfired or not, we'll see. Like I said, you just yesterday they got more free publicity with this whole Garth Brooks thing now, and people are now talking about not buying Garth Brooks, and I don't know.
True.
Sadie, you can go. I'm just reading what you said. It was a bad move to begin with. I don't buy what they wanted, that they wanted this. You can go back in 30, 40 years and look at other companies that have done similar stunts and pulled similar things just to get the free publicity and to get people talking about it.
Well, their publicity
They're
yesterday
betting.
was that
They're
they've been
what basically they're
dethroned as the
betting that
number one selling beer.
basically what they're betting on is that there's more people on the left than on the right. That's it.
True. But the problem is now, because then they tried to distance themselves from Mulvaney, then they get the backlash from both sides too. Because then you have like the left, the LGBTQ community, who's like, "Hey, you're not standing up for our guys," and then you get that backlash.
Exactly.
Too. They got
Exactly.
stuck in a bad spot.
Exactly. They shouldn't have done that. That's where they went wrong, is when they went back and tried to appease, and then they threw both sections out. So, like I said, it doesn't always work. But if you look at the amount of free publicity that they got because of it. Now, I didn't say they were going to succeed. It's a 50-50, but
No.
if you've got nothing else to lose, you roll the dice.
I used to drink a lot of beer. I never drank. Well, I did drink Bud Light
You didn't.
one time, and I would
Texas,
give it to my dog. So I mean, that was why. So it's when people are boycotting Bud Light, it's like, well, I've been doing it for years, but it had nothing to do with Mulvaney. It's just you gotta have it taste bad.
Yeah, but they were the number one selling beer in America.
I can't-
It's all over
I
like
can't
the
no
news,
accounting for taste,
like
I guess.
like
It's
CNN
gross.
and everything. How Bud Light has now been dethroned in May as the number one selling beer in America.
Yep.
So it was still the number one selling beer,
I can't.
according to what the news says.
though the bar.
Yeah, but
hardly
Really?
being the number one seller, being the number one selling beer doesn't mean that they're profitable. They could be the number one selling meal because they were selling them at losses too.
Yeah.
So you have to go. You really have. You can't look at what they were selling. You have to look at their bottom line. How much profit have they been making since 2014 until today? And then you will see that their profits have been declining year on year on year. Anyone can give away free items and say, "Look, I sold everything I have." You gave it all away. But one of the guys here said something about Smithfield is high-priced chicken aimed at people with money. Why aim your ads at people without money? The brands that target the ultra wealthy or the wealthy, they don't advertise. I don't know what you're talking about. They do a lot of, they go to a lot of prestigious events and hold events. They don't advertise. Show me a Patek Philippe ad. Show me a Rolls Royce ad. Show me you're not going to find them. A Louis Vuitton. You're not. They're only going to be in very certain niche, very niche magazines or stuff. But these companies, they're more about events. Rolex is all about events. They're not about advertising. They're more about let's support the Yachtmaster and the Gulf, and it's knowing where you're targeted. I don't know if you guys know this, but Rolls Royce, they do all their promotions at air shows. And you might wonder why at air shows. Well, the people that can afford the airplanes, guess what? They can take home a few Rolls Royces.
Yeah, I know, like Rolex and Land Rover, they do sponsor a lot of like horse events and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, think about it. You're going to go buy a plane that's 100 million, 200 million, 300 million, and there's a Rolls Royce right there for 700,000. Yeah, I'll take that. It's nothing. It's like coming home with so I can go home with something that day.
Augie Bush would never have done this. Yeah.
Owned by a German beer company now. It's an out-of-country beer company that owns the name, I think.
I don't know.
I don't remember. Anyway, I don't drink anymore, so it really doesn't affect us.
Would you rather eat a Hot Pocket or drink a Bud Light?
I drink a lot of Coors Light.
Hot Pockets ain't it
I drink a lot of Coors Light.
But Coors Light's good. Well,
Coors
Light is not offensive.
Honestly,
it has very little flavor.
I'm gonna go with Mr. Sadie here. I like Michelob Ultra. I do like it. It's made by
yeah, I'm drinking
Budweiser, but I do like it.
Michelob and Budweiser, in my opinion, good beers. Busch and Bud Light, not good beers. And when they say they were leading brand, do they mean Anheuser-Busch or Bud Light itself? I mean,
No,
just
they're
'cause
talking about Budweiser. Bud Light was the #1 U.S.
Well,
In May, they lost to what's the Mexican beers? Modelo. How do you say that?
I think Modelo.
Okay, well they were the #1. CNN, which I thought was
Oh,
weird,
okay.
but you do have Cinco de Mayo in May, so maybe that helps contribute. Yeah, so it's the
CNN,
Mexican.
that's real news.
The Mexican beer is the #1 selling beer in the United
Well, if
States.
Spuds McKenzie drank it, you probably shouldn't.
Spuds McKenzie was awesome. Spuds McKenzie was the best marketing plan
If I had a
ever.
dog like Spuds, that's what I would give all my Bud Light to.
I will say, because I think like, is this Q month? I will say my Bud T-shirt sales did pick up. They crashed after the whole thing, but now they've been selling because, and I think maybe
They're wearing like to parades,
like
and
gay pride stuff or something.
which we don't care.
I don't care. I'll sell
We'll
to anybody.
yeah. Money. See, there's your new tag.
Take anybody's money. I don't care.
Who you are.
It's all green. Yeah.
All money
There's
welcome.
brand recognition. We sell to any lousy people.
Well, I'll tell you, when Jim sold real estate, Jim is conservative, NRA member. He would never put political stickers or NRA member. You sell real estate to people that are on the aisle too.
And if you smoke, I learned this from not from a person in real estate, but you buy those programs where to help you sell. These people who go through seminars on selling real estate. But this one guy said, and I agreed with him, if the person next to you, this is back when smoking was more popular, and I smoked back then, but if the person, if you're
your audio's
okay, well, if
out.
that person smokes, it's okay for me to smoke in front of them. They may be trying to quit and look down on smokers. That won't help your sale, and it could possibly hurt your sale. So don't do it. And the same thing with I had an NRA sticker on my 1980 Chevy pickup truck, but I didn't use that for showing real estate. My Lincoln had absolutely nothing in it political. I mean, I would listen to people talk up a storm about how conservative they were. I listened to them talk about up a storm how liberal they were, and all I do is smile and acknowledgement. I never gave an opinion one way or the other. You can't take sides on that kind of stuff. It's. I mean, yeah, I guess I did but I'm not nationally advertising. I understand you're getting free advertising. I get that. But I mean, for me, in my car, for people's house, letting them know what my political beliefs are or whatever. Just because even if you agree, even if you're a liberal like they are, they're liberal one way. But you liberal a different way. So there's divisions. Look at how
you could be conservative one way or a different type of conservative.
Politics and religion. You have all those fractured groups. Don't get in that cesspool. It's a toilet flushing. You're going to go down the hole at the bottom. End of story.
End of story. True. When I had the horse business and I lived on the property I had the horse business on, I never would have a campaign sign or political sign.
You should.
So,
just a word of advice. You should never let anyone know what you think or what. I mean, I don't know. That's just something that I was taught at a young age. I mean, when I travel, I never wear any of my watches or anything. I'm trying to look as regular as possible. You don't want to attract attention to you. You never know. So there's no point in putting up, like bumper stickers and what you agree with or what you believe in, and there's no point to shout it out just to get attention.
Right.
I mean, unless you're looking for that kind of attention. I mean, you don't know. You don't know what crazy person's out. You have no why.
True. So, but my point is, when you have like a company do this, or they take a stand one way or the other, you should stay neutral, and it would probably not hinder your business then.
Well, I mean, look, the issue is with today's marketing, with social media, with everything becoming so easy. It's the way that companies are having to rethink, and a lot of these companies are still running as if they're in the 70s and 80s. I mean, they're still trying to run traditional advertising campaigns where they're shouting at people, "This is my product. This is my product." Today, it's more about word of mouth, and so you can see how there's power that's being given back to the people when it comes to these things. It can work. When you start getting people that will say, "I'm not going to be drinking this, or I'm not going to be eating this, or I'm not buying this product," it has a huge devastating effect, and it's been used now as a political tool or as a grassroots tool or whatever. But it has a lot of power to it too.
Hey, Mr. Sadie, yeah, dress down, but be careful drinking that Michelob Ultra because it draws the ladies in. It's a good ladies' beer. You'll draw them in. It's like a bug zapper. They'll just come flying to you.
Those moves he was doing on the stage on Memorial Day, I don't know. Those ladies
Oh boy.
could be attracted to that.
Sadie, if you want to keep the ladies away, you don't need to dress down. Just take off your wedding ring. That wedding ring is a magnet. Glock, if you can't afford to pay employees $15 an hour, you can't afford to be in business. So we close millions of small businesses and lay off many millions. The issue is not about the $15 an hour. The issue is, what's the cost of me living in that area?
Yeah.
If you pay me $1 and I'm living in a country where, I can take home, $15 at the end of the month, I'm saving half my salary. But if you're paying me $15 or $20 an hour and at the end of the month, I have nothing to show for it, or I'm in debt, is 15 really enough? So
Yeah.
it's
$15 an hour in New York City
taking
is
advantage of people by, offering them less than that and then having them have to travel 3-4 hours because they can't afford to live in the city, or they can't afford to. Isn't that kind of like going back to like slave labor and stuff like that?
and they just add it to the price of their product. When McDonald's has to pay $15 an hour, they just raise the price of a Big Mac.
Correct.
And the burger place that doesn't keeps the same price, and eventually.
Yeah, and then you might get to the point where customers are like, "Oh my God, it cost me $50 to go eat at McDonald's with me and my 3 kids. Let's just go eat over here at this sit-down restaurant then," and then it hurts McDonald's bottom line.
If you live in a city
Well, the
where you
problem
can
is
go to a
though that
Jaguar dealership, you probably
wouldn't
can stand $15 an hour. If you live in a city where you only got like a Chevy dealer, you don't even also have you don't have a Ford dealer or a Chrysler dealer. You only have one of those dealerships in your town.
$15
You probably
an hour.
ain't gonna be able to stand $15 minimum wage.
Yeah, minimum wage in New York City, you couldn't afford to live on it because it's so expensive to live there. $15 here in the middle of rural Kentucky, you'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty good pay."
We live on 22 acres with a 3-bedroom house, and we're paying $500 a year property taxes. Okay, the place we came from,
We're
it was
paying like $3,800.
about the same property. Yeah, we were paying $3,800 a year. So obviously, yeah, like you said, there's places if you can get by with a lot less in that place, the wages they pay in that area are probably going to be lower.
Yeah.
Because the people who live there don't have the moxie to the people who live there who have businesses can't afford to pay their employees because the people who live in their area. I mean, this is like Appalachia. There's not a lot of. There's some people here that are still pretty poor.
We pay for half an acre, almost $14,000.
Right.
Yeah.
So again, it just depends on the location that you're living in and the cost of living that you're living in. I grew up in the States, but I moved out in '97. My mom's a citizen. All my siblings are there. I just decided to take a different route. And the reason why was because of exactly that. How much money would I make? It's not about how much money can I make. It's how much money can I save at the end of the month? I don't care what the salary is. If it's $1,000 or it's $50,000 or if it's $500, how much money am I actually taking home at the end of the month? How much can I save? Because when you're starting out, or when you're trying to prepare for the future. So how much money can I save? And I found that, well, none of it. I'm going to be spending it all. So I decided to go look for a place where I could save my money. How much money could I save? And when I first moved here and started working, I was saving at that time 75-80% of my salary.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't take a genius to tell you that it doesn't make a difference what the salary was. I'm saving 80% of it. So I'm having things that I can then put away so that when 10 years later, when you're 30s or 40s, you can start thinking about doing your own business or doing your own thing without having to go to loans or having to go to, because then you can make different decisions. You don't have people over your head deciding what you're going to do. And then you start having fun at a later age. So you work hard young and then have fun. But I wouldn't have been able to do that. So my siblings had the same education, same background, same everything. They make, really good money in the States, but you talk to them and they're almost all of them have some kind of debt.
Yeah.
So
if you're a sports, I'm gonna pick on athletes or like a performer, they make millions, but then you see, like MC Hammer, wound up going broke. Well, like my old man used to say, you can make $1 million a year, but if you spend $1.1 million, you're gonna go broke. And you can't make that up in volume. If you do it year after year, you just keep getting broker and broker. So you gotta have your spending's got to be within your means, and your wealth is what you don't spend that year.
Yeah.
So it's not like you said, it's not your salary. It's how much your salary you're able to hold on to.
Exactly.
You want a wealth build.
Well, you want to. You're not really wealth building. You're building for when you retire, because then you're going to need that money to live on. Because we all know no one's getting a pension anymore.
Yeah.
So you're trying to put yourself in a position where when you're 60 years old or whatever, you don't want to, unless you want to work. It's got to be by that time you want to do it as a like, I mean, I haven't reached my 50s yet, and I've already in the last 5 to 8 years changed how my whole agency does business. Whereas before I was taking on all sorts of clients, now I'm only taking on travel clients, hotels, airlines. And if you want to know why, I like to travel, and that's all I'm going to be doing from now on. I don't want to do anything else. So, going to different destinations and doing different things with different hotels, properties, I'll happily do that. But I don't want to go back and do, launch new mobiles or do this. I'm just not interested in that anymore.
That Pat Sajak on Wheel of Fortune, I don't know if you guys heard that he just announces he's going to retire. He's going to do one more season, then he's done. I'm like, why the hell did he stay on that long? I mean, the guy probably had more money than he could spend. I'd have quit.
He was having fun.
Yeah, I suppose you have to enjoy it, but I mean, you only get one. I mean, you only live once. I would get out of that wheel game and go have some fun.
I'll give you a quick example. I mean, just a brief example. My wife came and said, I want to go to the Seychelles. So I started looking up, how much would the airlines and the hotel and all that cost. And it came out to something really like $40,000-$50,000. And we haven't even started anything yet, for like 10-day, 15-day vacation. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to call a hotel chain that I know that operates there and sell them to see if they're interested in me bringing journalists from this area to do public, to publicize it and do a tour there for a week and stuff like that. So I did that. The hotel agreed to it. So instead of me paying to travel there, they paid me $150,000 to bring 6. And then I also brought my wife with me and just covered the cost on my wife. I'm just giving you an example. You can have fun with what you're doing.
Yeah.
This job has gotten me so that I've gone to the North Pole, Silverhairstacker, with one of my clients, climbed to the first base of Mount Everest, gone to the Seychelles, the Maldives. Basically, I met Richard Branson, John Chambers, Bill Gates. Literally babysat them for 3-4 days when they were. I mean, it's a lot of fun and a lot of experiences if you like that type of work. But I just told you, for the last 5-8, I'm just not interested in doing those types of things anymore. Now I'm just, I don't want to do any more crisis communications, and that takes a lot and puts a lot of stress on. I'm just doing travel. There's a hotel or a country that wants to, publicize themselves here in the region. They can contact, they contact me, and I bring journalists and influencers and have fun for 7 to 10 days on them, and then come home.
I didn't know Kevin Costner was getting divorced.
I didn't know Kevin Costner was married.
I was getting
I
divorced.
didn't know Kevin Costner was still alive.
You knew he's still alive.
And Phil McCoy's dead.
Oh, he's worth 250 million, so he offered her $1 million and a house.
$1 million in the house is still $1 million in the house. I mean, I'll marry you. Sadie, is he looking for a husband? Yeah. Depends where the house is too. There's some expensive houses.
I think they live in Wyoming. I think.
No, I don't want no house in no Wyoming. No,
I'm pretty sure that's where his house was at. Pretty sure he was living in Wyoming. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe he was dancing with the wolves too much.
Oh my god! You know, like that girl with the alpaca sweaters. We had these two people in of northern Wisconsin. The guy owned the radio station. Well, him and his wife were like, they really like to go do like not like UNICEF. What do they call it? Public. What do they call that when you go work for free? Peace Corps kind of stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so they're really into like that Peace Corps type of stuff. They went down to South America and they were helping
Like
these.
Chile or Argentina or something.
Yeah, wherever it was, where the alpaca llamas or whatever. Is it
Is
llamas?
that
Alpacas?
Peruvian? Is that Peru, maybe?
Whatever.
Okay.
Wherever you get the alpaca wool from. Okay.
Let's say Peru.
These indigenous alpaca wool harvesting ladies. Anyway, so he's hanging out. The guy from the radio station is hanging out with it. Next thing you know, the missus comes home and she's running the radio station by herself because he of these alpaca farmer girls. So then he came back and they had a big ugly divorce and stuff.
The Brady girl went back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, they
I
got
don't remember
married.
that.
Yeah,
Oh.
she's only like
That's-
30 years younger than him or something. So
That's actually like a third of my business is 1/3 of it is corporate social responsibility, CSR, which is exactly what you're talking about. So
there you go.
we go to these big brands, whatever the brand is, the bigger the more, and then you look for something sustainable that they can do to give back to the community. So here, what we're trying to do is we know a lot of companies that aren't paying taxes in in countries that they operate in. So at least give something back, open a school, do something, but it has to be sustainable too. And the reason why we concentrated on being sustainable is if that company was to pull out for some reason, or they're no longer interested in that market, it's a sustainable project that will help the area. So you can get good stuff out of stuff like that. Makes you feel better in my line of work, at least.
Well, on a smaller level, that little radio station, Eagle River, Wisconsin, did make him feel better.
Yeah. Oh, it was scandalous. They had to sell. Well, anyway, they were involved in other. It's again political. I mean, it's a very conservative area, and these people were just like hyper liberal. They wound up with a radio station hated by many. You know, they had really struggled getting advertisers, and finally, the alpaca wool thing was finally the final straw. And after that, rigmarole. They didn't own just that radio station. They owned like 4 or 5 in that northern half of Wisconsin. They had to sell them all to this other group.
He was married.
There was no more.
He was married to it.
All just satellite. There was all pre-programmed. There was nobody at the radio. The time they sent somebody to the radio station is if it went down. You know, if there's something wrong with it. But otherwise, it was just it ran itself. It was beamed a signal, and it just re-beamed that signal out its antenna. It was like a sending.
Did we lose Todd? Is he still there?
I'm here.
Oh, okay.
I'm just listening.
Well, Todd, you got to jump in.
Yeah, I guess you had to be there for the alpaca, but it was kind of hilarious.
It's about time to shut it down anyway, though.
Yeah, I got an auction pickup.
I got to ship my Awesome 2 orders, and my boy is coming in this evening, so.
Ooh.
I got to clear some death pile off of his bed, so he.
Yeah, Jim's son's coming down next week, and honestly, this weekend I have to go to a horse show tomorrow, but then I do have to like straighten up our house. Yeah. And mow our grass. Our grass is too long.
We hired these storage unit people to decorate our house, and now like it's the wrong look, for my kids' wife. So we're gonna have to make it not look like a storage unit.
Can't leave yet. Why, Harry? How you doing, Harry? Harry Humpstone in the house. Harry is the most fun picker to watch, I think. He'll show a video of going to a garage sale. He won't show you the whole sale. He just goes up and picks up the item that he wants and leaves.
I didn't see that.
I saw a video of Bearded Picker committing a sin, and then I saw him getting punished for that sin. Did you guys see that?
Who did you see?
The
Beard,
snake?
Bearded Picker.
I didn't see it. No.
He did a video where he was going around to different Walmarts and picking up all these monopolies for like $20 right before
Oh.
Christmas. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yesterday or the day before, he had another video with a snake in his garage.
Uh-oh.
Yep. That's a sin.
That's the sin. See, it's coming. The snake is coming. The snake is a bad sign. It's a bad sign.
Are they? I don't know. I got snakes all over my property. They're all
Well, you
little.
We
better-
tried to
you
chase
better-
one off the road. Yes. Yeah. Last week there was a big water snake going across the road right in front of our house.
Oh, yeah,
So
he was a tough.
So Jim's like, Brandon, go chase off the road so he doesn't get hit. He turned around. I mean, he was standing his ground. Brandon's kind of scared of him.
I went and got a stick, and I'm pushing it with the stick, and I can see it's got round pupils. I mean, it's not venomous, but I mean, I'm pushing this thing with a stick. He's coiling up, trying to bite, and that snake was heavy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a good 4 foot long.
It's fine. Well,
he was a long snake.
Yeah, heavy and fat. So I'm trying to push this heavy, fat snake off the road. He's biting the stick I'm pushing him with. I'm like, I'm just trying to save you from getting run over. Anyway.
My
I
dog.
got him to the edge of the road, and he just stood there coiled up. He would stand his ground. He wouldn't go into the field, to get off the road. He just had to stand there like we were going to fight for this little patch of asphalt or something. I'm like, snake, you're tough, but you're dumb. If I smoked snake, I could have told him, hey, I'm trying to help you. I'm here to help.
Yay, Discover card received my payment. Yay. I'm no longer in debt. Anyway, all right, folks, we'll see you Monday. Same bad time, same bad channel. We'll probably have Tom back.
All right.
Thanks for coming in, Carries and 24K.
All right.
I'm gonna go put on promoted listings at 15%.
Oh, wow. There you go. Well, go do it big or don't do it at all.
There you go.
Yeah, get it.
All right.
Push it.
Everybody have a great weekend.
All right. Goodbye.
Happy Father's Day. Happy
Juneteenth.
Juneteenth. Happy no post office open on Monday.
Don't have to ship on Monday.
Yeah, if you work at a bank or a post office, have fun. The rest of us will be working.
Yeah. For the county.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.